Yeah. And we are back one more time.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome everyone to another voyage, another journey at the helm with Kelly and Wayne.
Trying to get my lighting right. I'm giving Blair Witch Project right now, but this is how the sausage is made.
Trying to get that right. We had a
Yeah.
little difficulties with the camera, but we're here.
In other words, just another day.
Yeah,
Just another day in the podcast life of At the Helm with Kelly and Wayne. I am
Yes.
Kelly.
And I am Wayne. And yeah, this has been going on for quite a while. We have been at this for more than a year. As we continue to show up every other Thursday to share information with people, to share what we think may be impactful for communities. And again, just glad to be here again. As coming on, I was looking, it is September the 4th, 2025, and early voting season is upon us for the September and October municipal elections that are starting soon. Early voting will be starting in a couple of weeks for those September municipal elections. So go to the North Carolina Board of Elections.
September municipal elections? We
Yeah,
have some
when I
elections
looked-
coming up in September?
Yeah, when I looked on the North Carolina Board of Elections, it said there was some in September and October. It didn't say what cities.
Oh. Well, that's
but maybe-
information because I thought they were all November. I know early voting starts October 17th.
Yeah, so I was going to put on there how many days we were away. And when I looked on there, it said maybe for some early ones. But, wherever you are, go to the North Carolina Board of Elections, find out.
Or
what's-
whatever state you might be in, or
whatever s-
wherever in the world you might be,
In the
because we are
world.
international now.
Yes,
Oh, wait. That's not it.
it's close. It's us. It's us in another platform.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, so wherever you find yourself at, it's that time of year again to get involved, to find out what's happening in your community, to allow your voice to be heard on a ballot. Those people make decisions for your everyday life. Find out what's happening, join in, get involved, be in the know, and show up and hold people accountable who want to run for office. They work for you, they are for you, supposed to be for you. So find out where that is. So we are with the NAACP looking to have a few candidates forums in the area. So one is I keep forgetting the one in Kerry. What's the date?
October 9th. October 9th, that will be with the Kerry candidates.
At Christ the King Church, I do know that. For that one, we are looking to have one in Holly Springs. So again, wherever you may be wherever you're located, again, it's time to find out who's running, what their platform is, what they are doing, what they are planning on, trying to make differences in policy and change, and again, to get involved. Get involved, find out where you're at.
Definitely get involved. We
in
are
those areas.
At a place. I was just on a webinar where we were talking about the labor movement. This is Labor Week. We just celebrated Labor Day. This is Labor Week. And we were talking about the impact that these policies of this administration have had on particularly Black women since January. 319,000 Black women have lost their jobs. It is by design. It is what they told us they were going to do. It is why we were out here giving you information about Project 2025. I don't think that anybody thought it would be done in 6 months and move so quickly, but we knew that this was the agenda of this administration to dismantle, to discredit, to try to dissolve the contributions of Black people and to cripple the Black community. So here we are. We don't want to play the I told you so game. Again, I know that 92% of us, me and my sisters, went to the polls and made the right choice. But a lot of people either did not vote, most people did not vote, or a lot of people voted for this chaos. And so here we are. And some people sat on their votes for whatever reason, whatever your conscience is, whatever decision you made. I hope that that is still sitting well while we have people who are being snatched off the streets, while we are having people being kicked off voter rolls, while we are having people losing their health insurance, while children are not able to eat at school. Since you have a conscience, I know that those things also weigh heavily on your conscience. And so at this point, the thing that we can do now is to try to turn this ship around. Like, let's try to get it in the right direction. And that is going to require all of us showing up in these municipal elections, in our state elections when they come by, when it's time for that, and in the midterms. Next year, 2026, every single congressperson in DC is up for reelection. This is where we can exercise our power, our collective power. So hopefully we get that done.
Definitely, hopefully get that done.
But we are not hopeless. We are not helpless. There are things that we can do and things that we should be doing right now to get ready, so that we are not at the mercy of anyone.
Yes, and even
And that's
when
all I got to say about that.
even when it seems like there may be no progress, when it seems like things aren't happening, and definitely they're not happening as fast as we would want them to. I believe if there was a little more noise coming from the floors of the House and the Senate, a little more noise coming from those who are in Washington, things may be moving a little faster, but things are slowly being slowed down a little. And I think that's part of the reason why there's so many different areas and so many different attacks on so many things. It's just really a scare tactic. It's really almost like a ruse, to where it's real, but it's also a lot of fanfare. I did hear Dr. Carr the other day call the
Count your arms.
uh,
We're counting your arms.
oh, what you up to?
I don't know.
Okay, stop counting. Start over. I did hear Dr. Carr's call the National Guard the National Gardeners the other day, because they went down to Union Station to where they are, and they are picking up trash and putting out mulch and beautifying the area and really doing nothing what the National Guard should do. And it's been said that when they have these troops in the areas, it's costing upwards of millions of dollars a day.
Yes.
$1 million a day to keep these troops in these areas for just, again, for fanfare, for media, for attention, just to make it look like what it's really not. And so while we're talking about waste,
Fraud and
fraud and
abuse.
abuse,
Mhm.
where are the fiscal conservatives now when money is just wasted on soldiers in uniform? And it's not the soldiers, and nothing against the soldiers. They are doing what they have been ordered to do. So they're doing what they're supposed to. But when our leaders are calling them to be somewhere in uniform, and that's it, walking around, costing taxpayers millions of dollars a day, millions of dollars a day. So again, when we are concerned about money that's being spent and all the things that are taking place, but again, that's just the buy-in and the cosplay that they are continuing to try to do.
And even when you say like it's nothing against the soldiers, it's absolutely nothing against the soldiers because they are also being used as a pawn.
Yeah.
Because this administration knows that if a soldier is deployed for 30 days, then they have to then give them a stipend, like a housing stipend, because this is the National Guard. These are not people who are enlisted and who show up for duty every day. These are people who have regular jobs, who are with their families, who in 30 days could cause, that could cause a strain on their family. So if they're there for 30 days, then they are entitled to a stipend. Well, what this administration has done is deploy these people for 29 days.
Mm-hmm.
And in 29 days, you cycle them out so that you never have to pay these soldiers the housing stipend. So it's this kind of trickery that they always do when they want to tell you that they care about the military. When we just had this humongous military parade to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the military, which also coincided with somebody's birthday, when they tell you that they're patriots, they're the patriots, they turn around and do things like this to these people who have signed up to protect and serve this country. They play these games. And they put these people in these predicaments, like I said, where they have maybe lost their jobs, or I don't know how that works, but in 29 days, a lot of things can happen in a household. And so for them to just be playing those games with them, it's par for the course. I don't even want to say it's unbelievable because, I think this is the problem, that they have made us normalize the insanity. We have normalized the insanity of this administration, the things that they do when we just say that's just what it is. That this is part of the plan, where they just chip away at what we know to not be right. Just chip away at that every day. And so whatever they do, it's just like we're desensitized to it. So again, we have to stay vigilant and we have to know that this is not normal. Nothing that they are doing is normal. And so we again have to do what it is that we can do and show up in these elections. And I know voting is not the end all be all, but right now it's where we have to start. It's where we have to start, because if you don't have anyone like here in North Carolina, our two senators, well, one is not running again, but one is all in. We haven't heard a thing from Ted Budd.
Yeah,
We ain't heard nothing from him, but we know he all in for whatever it is that this administration, and I try not to say that person's name. This administration, we know that he's all in, but we should be contacting our elected officials. We should be letting them know that we are not okay with what is going on in the way that this country is going. And should we continue this way, I don't even know that we will continue to be a country. Maybe that again is part of the plan.
I think it's definitely part of their plan. And the normalization of all of this is definitely what they're moving toward. The normalization of troops in the street, normalization of soldiers in
against their own people.
Yeah. Normalization of that just becomes the norm, and normalization then of not only troops in the streets, but then armed troops in the street. And they just
against their own people.
Against their own people. When you begin to normalize that, then the shock value goes away, and it just gets ingrained in you that, okay, this is life now. And
again, they just continue to stoke these stereotypical tropes that DC is all bad, because we know DC was a chocolate city. So we know what it is that they're trying to say when they want to send troops to Baltimore. They ain't trying to send none to Anchorage, Alaska. They ain't trying to send none to Missouri.
where crime is the highest in Anchorage, Alaska.
So again, we know what this is, and we know that they're trying to bait us. They're trying to bait us to come out in the street because really, they really want to dispose of us. That is really the goal of this administration with Stephen Miller and all those other Sebastian or whoever, all those people who are in the president's ear who are making these decisions. So stay safe, stay vigilant, stay bold, stay black. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do.
I mean, yeah, we celebrate that.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do. But again, differences are being made. I was on a call the other night, and the More Monday South movements that have been taking place in the 11 states in the South, where the majority of those senators helped pass the big ugly bill and were some of the biggest proponents of it. They found it, I think they were in Mississippi the last time. They're going to Alabama next. But there was over 1 million people that have been reached with this information of how many people are going to lose potentially health care, how many people may die, how many people may lose food benefits. And you mentioned Tom Tillis a while ago. Even there's a video of him saying, what am I supposed to tell the people in the 600 plus thousands of people in North Carolina that may lose their health care, that they may lose some of their benefits due to this bill? So even they are realizing, it's hurting their constituents, hurting everyone. And to the point where it was mentioned that they potentially may go back and try to change the name of this bill because so many people have gathered on to the big ugly and did so much wordplay with it that they are considering going back to try to.
They're going to change the name of the bill, or they're going to.
Oh, they're not going to change any of the bill. Yeah,
any of the harmful things in the bill.
No, but I mean, again, for some people, that's all it's going to take. For some people, that's all that they, need to be able to feel comfortable again with supporting and doing those things. But again, be involved, get involved, stay informed about what's going on. Because again, there are a lot of organizations, a lot of people that are continuing to push back and fight. And again, slowly there needs to be a lot more. If we would have the support of legislators, and people who make these policies, I think even more would be done now. But it seems like the communities and the people are the ones doing the big push that are making some of the difference and making some of the impact. So we salute all of those, and we ask to continue to, again, be informed and continue to get involved with somewhere, somehow, some way, to be part of supporting communities and supporting people as they continue to. I saw they're trying to open another immigration prison in Louisiana. So they'll just continue.
Probably privately owned.
Yeah,
so again, some more of his billionaire friends can make more money.
Definitely at the expense of people who have done nothing wrong and are not doing anything wrong. So that's kind of where we're at. And elections have consequences. And as you said earlier, there was a whole lot of people that, said they had needed to vote their conscience, and there's certain things that they could do and couldn't do. And we keep hearing that both sides are the same, both parties are the same. It's just the same group, the lesser of two evils. But I think we are seeing now there's a big difference, because I don't know if anything that is happening now would have been happening if there would definitely not be troops deployed to cities if the election had turned out different. There
No,
would not be people being snatched off the street and innocent people.
no,
Innocent people snatched off the street. There would not be people in threat of losing healthcare, losing benefits. There would not be a lot of the same thing going on now. So they're
but
not the
what we
same.
would have would be affordable medication for our seniors. We would have had the entrepreneur program for Black men. We would have had the tax for people with families. We had got what's it called, the child tax credit.
Child tax credit. Mhm.
We probably wouldn't be raising inflation and unemployment at the same time.
Yeah, that
Probably
definitely
would not
wouldn't
be
be.
doing that. So
Yeah.
but hey,
And there would be housing and there would
Okay.
be housing incentives taking
Yeah.
place. There wouldn't be the foolery of someone that's over the CDC canceling vaccinations.
and I heard that in Florida they have gotten rid of all vaccinations. Like nobody has to be vaccinated for anything in Florida. They just passed that. So just think about that. The vaccinations that here in North Carolina children have to have before they can go to school to keep other children safe. You see this measles outbreak, but Florida has said you don't need vaccinations for anything. Their attorney general, who is a Black man, compared it to slavery, which is ridiculous. Having the government tell you, and they have the nerve to say to have the government tell you what you should put in your body. This should not be a thing. But that's not a thing when we're talking about what women should be able to do with their body. So it's just like always this hypocritical thing with them. But yeah, so now if for whatever reason people are not getting vaccinated in Florida and they're on a plane with you in North Carolina, or they moved to North Carolina and their children now have to go to school in a North Carolina school. They don't have any vaccinations. Like, how does that even work? Like, again, this is just the ridiculousness of it all. Like, we are in this weird place where they do things, and tomorrow we probably won't even be talking about it. Like, I don't know. Let me know if you've heard about the Florida vaccination thing today, or if this is the first you're hearing about it. Because I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV and a lot of news, so I haven't heard. Listening to the radio, and I heard that today. But
Yeah, I haven't heard.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that would be interesting to see if someone moved from Florida to someone that caused. And so here's where we get back into, and it's all wordplay. It's all for the benefit of the moment. States' rights. So
Yeah.
states need to be able to choose. Well, we've learned that really, when one state does something like that, it's just a trial. It's a trial run. That how did Florida get that passed? Now the next states that want to do it, the next states are going to figure out a way to do the same thing.
And how do they get it passed? Is what they're doing in Texas by gerrymandering districts so that their General Assembly vote on things like this.
Yep.
That's how things get done. So for these people who don't vote, you can vote or not vote. You will be impacted by politics. So we always say you might not do politics, but politics is at some point gonna do you.
Yes.
So you may as well cast your voice, make your voice heard.
Yes. And in these districts, and again, part of all of this conversation and part of all of this narrative, gerrymandering, redistricting, it part of this is their reason is so they can pick, they can select, who's going to vote for them and not the people to vote who's going to work for them. But at the same time, part of this is the narrative is that people keep hearing, well, it's not going to make a difference anyway. It's not going to make a difference anyway. In these places where they are gerrymandering, in these places where they're redrawing districts, in these places where they are trying to select the people that to make sure, they're going to try to select their own seats based on how they redraw these districts. What they don't and can't account for are people who have not voted and people who've been apathetic in their voting. Because if people come out, it doesn't matter.
That's the key.
If people will come out and get involved, if people will take that day and say, hey, I'm going to go cast this vote, it's been proven. It's already been proven in areas that they gerrymandered. It's been proven in areas already in cities where people have never won, that people are now showing up because they are tired. They're like, you know what? We're not going out like this. We're not going out without a fight. And people are showing up and seats are being flipped in places that have never been flipped before, even after they've redrawn districts, because people have organized, people have got out. So there is strength in the numbers. There is strength in people coming together and voting. And again, as you said, that is not an end all be all. That's just a tool.
That's one tool in the toolbox.
That's just one thing. We're not putting all of our eggs in that one basket. That's just one thing. But when you can put people in there, and I think one of the conversations I heard, some people saying that the last administration that was similar to this, there was enough people that were still in office that were guardrails. There was just enough people in there that it didn't go off the rails.
Right. Because there was a time when people who worked for the federal government were not partisan. They could work for several presidents.
Yes.
Until now.
Yes. And there was even people in our Senate offices, state Senate offices, and our House of Representatives who weren't these extremists, that they at least knew there were some guardrails. There were some boundaries that were still in place. Well, lack of people going out to vote, lack of people being involved, allowed these people now to get in who are going right along with everything. And their silence is complicit. Their silence. There's no say. This is how we've got to where we are. And so for those 4 years, they strategized. Those 4 years, they knew what they needed to do to get in. And I do think it's one thing, the consistency of those people, I don't want to say it has to be applauded, because I don't want to applaud anything they do.
Mm-hmm.
But when they lose and don't get something the first time, one thing they do is do not quit.
They do not quit.
They do
and they
not
don't
quit.
Eat their own.
And they don't. They are like, it's evident for 50 whole years.
Yeah.
50 whole years, they said every year we're going to roll back Roe v. Wade. Yep. For 50 whole years. And the first time they said that, the margin of loss was tremendous. Did they go back and say, oh, well, that ain't never going to work? No, they continued.
They stuck to it.
10 years later, when it looked like no progress was being made, what did they do? They kept finding people, like-minded people. They kept finding people who would get on board, and they organized, and they continued and continued and continued. 50 years later, it was finally done. And it seems like there is an issue with other parties. There's issue with other organizations when they put something, and we'll take this last election. It seemed like there was a lot of momentum going in. It seemed like there was a chance that things were going to change, and it was lost. I don't know if anybody behind the scenes is doing anything to try to say, well, we ain't going to stop. We're going to continue this fight, and we're going to stay on this course, and we're not going to lose focus on what we're trying to do. We're going to keep pushing forward. Hearing feedback?
I got like the fuzzies.
The fuzzies?
Yeah.
The fuzzy wuzzies? I don't know what the fuzzy wuzzies are. I kind of hear it too.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so if we can take anything, is to continue. This is not a single battle. This is a long war that you have to continue to stay in and continue to stay on the battlefield and stay continuous and count those little victories along the way and count momentum and somewhat get excited when the gerrymandered district that they have set up to not be able to win, that every year you gain. You
And just
gain.
stick with it.
And there's a
Just stick with it.
smaller margin every
And
year.
let's work on our narrative. Like
Yes.
we are very bad at messaging.
Terrible.
So
Terrible.
all right. Well, we don't want to spend all the time on doom and gloom. Everybody knows it's out there.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's and you know, one thing that you had mentioned about hopefully we can pull together with several organizations and NAACP or some, you know, what I like to call information sessions or teaching, to where we can get out in communities, we can go to churches, we can go to different places and be able to let people know some facts and really what's going on, because it's sad that we really can't depend on the media and journalists these days to be
No.
impartial when we have most of the networks. When I say most, there's a whole lot of them. The majority of the networks that are reporting tweets and posts on True Social and things like that as policy being written. And all of it is a thought in someone's empty head that they put on 40 characters, and all of a sudden they begin to now put this out as policy, and almost it has went to a vote on the floor, and now this is what the next thing is, instead of disputing things, and it's just continue. But yes, we don't want to stay in the doom and gloom, but
So we will say get involved. If you are not a member of your local NAACP office, why? No, it's
good question.
Get involved. Get involved. Because it is going to take, it takes numbers. Like if we can go to the General Assembly and say, we got 1,000 people behind us that say, if you don't get this done, this is how we're going to move as a block. These are the things that we are demanding. And if not the NAACP, the Urban League, League of Women Voters, the National Action Network, but we have to do this in community. We cannot continue to do things in a silo. We have to work together, especially our community. We got to move as a community. We got to work as a community. Nobody, I don't hear anything. Nobody is coming to save us. We have all we need. We are who we need. Get involved.
Please.
Ask me how. Go to Raleigh Apex, NAACP.org. There is a join button to join us. $30 a year, or be a life member for $750. And you can pay that over a course of 10 years, $75 a year, or however you want to pay it. You have up to 10 years to pay it.
And then you're always
But get involved.
Definitely get involved. Multiple committees, you can find your passion, you can find what makes your blood boil, and get involved and be part of this movement, be part of what's happening in the communities. So
Saying because we are old and forget. Okay, Sam, this is your reminder. This is your reminder. Right on in and join us.
Yes.
We meet, so our branch meets on the fourth Sunday at 4:00 in the afternoon. It is right now virtual. They're virtual meetings. You don't have to be a member to attend our meetings because they are community meetings. We want the community to get the information and the community to know what it is that we're doing. So yeah, join us. Go to RaleighApexNAACP.org. Click the join button.
Yes.
All right. So this is the second week, the second full week of school. So school started back. Doesn't mean a whole lot for us, because we didn't really have anybody, but
traffic picked up.
So how are you all doing with your back to school, whether you drop somebody off at college or kindergarten? We want to know about it.
Yeah.
And it just gives, this is a time where it just kind of gives you a fresh perspective. Like things are starting back new. Like we all remember when we were going back to school, right? Had to have the new clothes, the new shoes, you get the hair done. So like just lay your things out at night. So it just gives you like something to look forward to. And then this newness, like it's a new year. So whatever you did last year, you're gonna get new teachers. You get to reestablish your identity. I know we have one who started middle school this year, so that's a whole other era for her. So
Another one started kindergarten. Two.
one started kindergarten, one started PK, one is second year high school. Those are all the grandbabies, by the way.
Ooh,
We got a lot of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. So in the spirit of rejuvenation and renewal,
And there was a lot of
get out and do something that feeds your spirit and makes you feel alive and renewed, rejuvenated.
I saw a lot of people posting about taking kids to college, dropping them off at college. Saw some of those that were their junior year, senior year. It was like, wow, seemed like they just started. Or when
The
you
time
remember,
goes so fast.
yeah, or when you remember when they were like born, and now
Yes,
they're
now they're going to college.
posting pictures of them being in there,
Oh my
signing them up
gosh.
for their dorm rooms, and
Oh my gosh.
yes, but yeah,
It's exciting though.
it
Hope
is
you all are excited.
it is exciting, very exciting. I did want to, when you were mentioning NAACP a while ago, it reminded me of kind of the conversations we were having while we were at the African American Arts Culture Festival downtown, which was
You can talk a little bit about that too. But
yeah,
okay.
but it was yeah, that was definitely a good setting. It was amazing. Um, the weather was good, but the culture was even better, and just all of the things that were happening down there during the event. But when you were mentioning when you were talking about NAACP and joining a while ago, and being able to share what is it that it does, because there are so many people that say, what do y'all do, what does the group do, we meet on or Sunday, what happens after that, what really goes on. And so there's been a lot of down through the years, a lot of changes that not only the NAACP, but like you said, the League of Urban Voters, the League of Women Voters, Urban League, Democracy Now, Black Voters Matter. These organizations have been pivotal and responsible for changing a lot of legislation.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were gerrymandering, when they tried to strip the voting rights in 2013, and More Monday movement started, within weeks and months, there was a Republican governor who lost their seat. They were losing points. They were losing positions just because people were willing to come out. But these organizations were pushing. So they are constantly gerrymandering districts. There are people in Texas right now fighting against that. If enough people, that maybe can be overturned just through lawsuits and different things. When they tried to remove early voting in North Carolina, there were groups who came together, NAACP came together to make sure that early voting stayed as long as it did. Voting sites being shut down, just all of those things. So there's a lot of these organizations that maybe didn't see on the front or on the front lines, but behind the scenes have made large differences in people keeping voting rights, healthcare. Um, there was a lot of, even though it took as long as it did to expand Medicaid in North Carolina, the groups never quit. They kept fighting. It finally took place. Daycare. So there's a lot of things that take place that may not be seen that these organizations are part of. And being a supporter of that just helps that. And getting in to learn those things. I know that's one thing you were talking about, just trying to make sure that we kind of celebrate those things and make those known as far as what has been done in the past and what can continue to do.
Mm-hmm.
Learned
So
okay.
go ahead.
I learned a lot when we went to the conference, the national conference in Charlotte, just about all of the legislation and all of the things that we set on the day of 5 hours worth of going over legislation that people, all the resolutions that they, in different places, the Crown Act, that how much they really supported that and really helped push that over, over the vote to get that legislation put in place, and how many things that they did do that we may not have known about to find that out.
Yep. So it's up to us to toot our horn and let people know. Again, messaging.
Yeah.
So people know what we do.
Definitely.
But I was just going to say something about the African American Festival that was held downtown this weekend. Again, we had beautiful weather. It was beautiful again to be in community. That was community. So I think this was their 16th year. 16 years they've been doing it downtown in Raleigh without a hitch, no mishaps, just people coming together to have a good time. And I will say thank you to the 50 or so people who joined the Raleigh Apex NAACP.
Yeah.
We had a booth out there, so we were out there giving out the information that, like Wayne said, letting people know what it is that we do, because a lot of people, they actually had one person walk up and said they never heard of the NAACP. Not quite sure I believe that. When I say we're 116 years old, they kind of look like, okay. I think there are a lot of people that say, oh, I'm already a member. I was like, of this branch, because I'm the president. Nice to meet you. And it's like, oh, yeah, but you can go ahead and join us now. Like, don't be gassing me up. But that was it was a two days. We were out there both Saturday and Sunday. So it was a good opportunity to be out, to meet people, to shake hands, to let people know what we do, what we're doing at the NAACP, to get people to join us. And to also see the many vendors that were out there that had clothes and food and, I don't know, oils and just so many things.
Art, culture.
Art and culture, yeah.
Yes, it was just everywhere you turned. Great entertainment throughout the 2 days. They kind of had 2 stages, and
maybe 3.
Yeah, maybe 3. Yeah.
2 official.
2 official
maybe
stages.
1 impromptu.
Yeah,
that was down toward the end where we were.
Yeah, I think it may just be music playing down there. But still, I mean, just being out there, and again, so many organizations being there and being part of it and supporting one another. And that's what it's going to take beyond, that, to continue to support in all areas and on all aspects. And like you said, it has been 15, 16 years of without a hitch. I mean, it grows larger and larger and better every year. So shout out to the committee, the board members, and all of those who helped put that on. And
it's always the weekend of Labor Day. So go ahead and put it on your calendar for next year. It's the Saturday and Sunday before Monday, Labor Day.
And this year, so happened it was on 5th Sunday weekend. So it was really good.
Yeah, that worked out for us.
Yeah, it kind of worked out.
That was our worship. They actually had a worship service Sunday morning. We were out there.
I don't know how long. I know they've done that the last couple years. I don't know if they've done that every year.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the last 2 years, they've definitely had worship services, and people that have attended them said they were very nice, very moving. So I'll put on your calendar to be part of that. We were also able to celebrate the legacy and the life of another person who had a life of service, not only in NAACP, but in community, and everything that she did. Miss Mary Perry from Wendell, who was, again, one of those who just gave her life to service and helping community everywhere. And it seems like we've been to several of those lately where it just seems that they just poured their life into service to helping anywhere, community, any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, Miss Mary Perry served as the president of the Wendell Wake NAACP for 41 years. So a lot of things that went on, that happened as a cause of the NAACP. Miss Mary Ethel Perry was the reason behind a lot of those things in Wake County. She was the first Black woman to serve as the president of the Democratic National Party, North Carolina Democratic Party. But yeah, like you said, she was 95 years old. And so until maybe 2 years ago, she was still driving herself around, still participating, still signing people up. So we now celebrate her as an ancestor. We call her name Mary Ethel Perry. Ashe.
Ashe, and continue to lean on her wisdom as an ancestor to continue to lead and guide on those who may come behind her. And again, appreciate the legacy she has left behind. And I think it's a challenge to all of us to continue to be in those footsteps and to honor what those people have done by continuing to do what they've done in their path and in their steed. Yes. Miss Paula, hello. How are you doing?
Hey, Paula.
Good to see you.
We got to get back to
the woods.
Camping.
Yes. And we have, there's been several occasions we've been talking about it, and we're going to get back. So definitely look forward to that again. Definitely enjoyed that time. So hopefully to see you soon somewhere in a tent or a camper under the stars.
In the camper. Not doing the tent thing no more. The tent was cool though. But yeah. So in other news, for those of you who partake, I guess the NFL is kicking off tonight. I think I saw somewhere the Eagles and the Cowboys are playing. So
are they?
If that's your thing.
I didn't know. I know one of the guys at work said he's going home, catch the game. And I just remember him saying Dak Prescott. I guess he still plays with the Cowboys. I said, "You're a Cowboy fan?" He said, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, I hope I guess we'll see how you are tomorrow. So I didn't know who they were playing.
They're playing the Eagles.
Okay. That may be good because there's another person who was at work who was a big Eagles fan. So we'll see how they.
Now, Jalen Hurts, man, is that his team?
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So I saw him on Good Morning America this morning. I'm like, I won't be watching the game, but hey, let's go, Jalen.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe. So yeah, who's your team? Will you be watching? Will you not be watching? Do you care? Do you not care? And on that note, not sure. Oh yeah. So the great ESPN, who was supposed to be the great sports network, would not promote or decided not to be part of sharing the documentary of Colin Kaepernick that Spike Lee had been working on. So they decided, we don't think it's important to show. So, again, another reason maybe to not support ESPN as much, maybe not support
or the
NFL as much.
Whiteballed Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. So when someone wants to speak up and speak out, again, they allowed them to control the narrative, and the people who could have made a difference and maybe could have made some difference decided not to. They kind of went the way of a lot of the others who got on board when they thought it was a good thing to do, and got on board when they thought it was a popular thing to do, when they thought it was a safe thing to do. And once that was no longer a thing to do, and you really couldn't get kudos for it, and really people didn't shout you out for doing it, so they decided to quit supporting all of those initiatives.
I think more people deserve the Target treatment.
Oh yeah, oh definitely.
More people deserve the Target treatment. Yes. Target, who rolled back their DEI initiatives that would have cost them $4 billion. This boycott has cost them $12 billion. So, I mean, it don't take a math genius to figure out if you're in business, you don't want to lose $12 billion, right?
Yes.
And again, it's not all of us, because some of us still shopping at Target. Some of us still taking pictures by the little Target. So it's never been all of us, but we know that we make an impact when we come together again as community. $12 billion is not a drop in the bucket. A lot more people need to get this Target treatment, because we cannot, as Black people, continue to spend $1.5 trillion in this country and be ignored, disrespected, and just I'm like we don't matter. So shout out to
Yes.
Target. I think it said Dollar General was next. So
They don't never have my skins no way, so I'm on board.
you don't just boycott when it's easy. Boycotting calls for sacrifice.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's
So you
one
say
of
they
them.
don't have what I need anyway. There's a Dollar General. There's a Dollar General like not even 5 minutes from us. But what I have learned is that 75% of people in this country live less than 5 miles from a Dollar General.
Yeah.
That's insane. So they may be a little more difficult, but hey, all giants can fall.
All of them.
All giants can fall.
Shut them all down.
Keep your money. Keep your money.
Shut them all down. Shut them all down.
Get them all out of here.
Miss Carol said, "Be nice." I am on your side, Sister Carol. I'm on your side.
She is
yeah, I would knocking. I'm hoping all fans are happy. I wish maybe all the games would just end in a tie, so there would be no losers.
If they all can lose.
Oh wait. Yeah, I mean everybody can't lose, but maybe just all of them can end in a tie. So everybody's, there's no winners, no losers. Everybody goes home happy.
We appreciate you being here, though, Sister Carol. That's your team.
Yeah.
That is your team out there.
Yes. So
you decide to hang out with us.
Yeah. So
or maybe the game didn't start yet. What time the game start?
I don't know, but we're gonna support Miss Carol because she supports us. So whatever you need, I'm pulling for you, Miss Carol.
I ain't saying that.
I'm pulling for Miss Carol. Nobody else.
Okay. Because Jerry Jones.
I'm not pulling for Jerry Jones. I'm pulling for Miss Carol.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So anyway, it's time for us to get ready to get out of here. So we will start our disembarkation. I will start. So this week I ran across the story. Y'all might have also seen it of this lady who was posting pictures of herself on her Instagram page, and for whatever reason, one of the pictures caught someone's attention and
I see Miss Carol made a comment. I'm definitely on one side.
And went viral. Oh, well, one of her pictures went viral, and she figured out that it was because of the way she looked. And so she is from Africa, and so she said, growing up in her country, beauty was the women who were full figured. They were the women who had the hips and the women who had the breasts. So, as growing up as a child, people would just always tell her to eat, like just fill out, right? Which people should mind their business anyway. But you come to America and there is this standard of beauty. So people were making comments just about the way she looked. And she posted, that she is okay with how she looks. She said she may not be, what most people describe as beautiful, but she loves herself and she's beautiful to herself. And so that really spoke to me that we have to decolonize our brain about what America's standard of beauty is, because there's never going to be us. Our features, our nose, our lips, they used to try to make us feel bad about it. Now they in somebody's office getting Botox and BBLs and all the things that make you
tanning booths,
whatever. But you just have to, I want everyone to just feel that level of confidence that, I think her name was Naomi, that Naomi had in herself, that regardless of what people are saying about you, just be confident in knowing that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, regardless of what those on the outside have to say. Those who love you, love you. And as long as you are being a good person and a asset to your community and to your family, we want you to continue to walk in that and just, I don't know. And it's hard until you get to a certain age. I am of that age where what other people think or say about me, it doesn't matter. And I don't know how long I've been that way.
You said you did? You said, how long you think?
In my 50s. Longer than that.
That you don't care what people think?
I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't. And I understand that it's not.
I mean, I've known you for Yeah.
It's been at
You
least
said 50
it's
years
been at
or in
least.
your 50s?
All right. Whatever. I was just saying, I just want everybody to just walk in that. Just walk in, just find a comfortable, confident place because you have it. Whatever it is that you
Yes, Lisa
need,
Burt.
you have it. What Lisa say?
Lisa got the age right forever.
Oh,
And Lisa know you a long time.
okay. So we need to catch up, Lisa. I'm gonna call you. I might call you after this. But yeah, so anyway, let me finish my thought, right? I just want us all to be Naomi. Let's not all just, don't shut out the noise. Continue to walk in your beauty, whatever it is that makes you feel beautiful, whatever that makes you beautiful, not feel beautiful, whatever makes you beautiful, because we are all beautiful in our own way, regardless of what other people say. I love me. I love this hair. Love this nose. I love these lips. This nose that was shot off in the Sphinx in Egypt. I love it. It's me. I want us all to just kind of be in that. And find you somebody that just gonna feed into that too. Tell you beautiful every day.
Every day.
Just tell you beautiful every day.
Every day.
And if it's nobody but you in the mirror saying you are gorgeous.
In the morning when you still got that stuff in your eye. And
you ain't gotta tell all the house people.
I'm not you. I'm talking to the people
okay.
when they look in the mirror.
Okay.
And they see that stuff in their eye.
Yeah.
And their hair is like everywhere.
Not my hair, because
no, I'm talking.
I know. You just saying what you think. You just talk about what you talk about.
Yeah, I'm saying the people when they see themselves,
all right,
say you is beautiful.
Yes. Say it to yourself. Try that in the morning, or try tonight before you go to bed. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you are beautiful. You are a beautiful human being.
I just want to make sure that we don't miss no comment. Somebody said been there since they was in their 20s. So that's how long and then forever came up again. Hey Rye. So nobody knows where Riley is. So she's here. Are you done?
Yes.
We can get off.
Do you have a disembarkation?
I do. So mine is to find ways to know that, and it's kind of along the same lines when you were talking about the person, know that you're beautiful, know that you're, hey, Riley, know that Riley's on the scene.
Yeah. Riley is playing cat and mouse with her mama right.
And she's loving it. Still grinning. Can't get me. So along the same lines that you were saying, how you feel, how you see yourself on that outside, don't let nobody, validate your own self, and don't think that you have to have the validations from someone else. So along those same lines of along those same, I wish y'all could have saw that. Y'all may did, I don't know.
You definitely heard it.
Yeah, you definitely heard it. Along the same lines of what you are contributing to your community, what you're contributing to your families, or what you're contributing to where you're at. Know that whatever space you're in, wherever you're at this moment, that you may not feel like you're making an impact. You may not feel like you are doing what you want to do. You may feel like you're kind of in a funk. You may feel like you're in the middle of, I don't even know what I'm doing. Just keep pressing forward and know that don't allow that to stop you, and continue to try to be positive. I kind of feel like there's some areas, even myself, just kind of feel like don't really know which way to go. Just kind of at not a crossroad, but just kind of wheel spinning, not moving forward. Seems like things may not be happening. Things may not be progressing in certain things that you're trying to do, but just know that they are, whether you can see them or not. Continue to keep that momentum and continue to keep that movement. And you may not feel like you're making a difference. You may not feel you're doing anything, but you are. And I just am always reminded on those 6 airplane flights in 2 weeks that it helped me with my anxiousness of sitting on an airplane because we had no choice. If I wanted to come back home, I was going to have to get on that plane and ride 10 hours.
Yeah.
No matter where we were sitting. So, but it just makes me think every time they come on and they do the little spiel about when the oxygen mask drops down, they always say, put yours on first. So, before you try to help someone else. But then they always say, even if the bag is not being filled with air, know that there's still air coming through.
So even when it looks like nothing is happening.
Yeah, even when it looks like nothing's happening, they reassured you that if you go through this process, that air's coming. Just because you can't see it in the bag, you don't see the bag moving, air's still coming. Air's still coming. So even when we feel like we're stuck in a situation, even when we may feel like we're stuck in whatever we're doing, and we may even be really stuck. Maybe we find ourselves in a moment where we don't want to get out of bed. We don't want to do anything. We find ourselves in those situations. Even when we think things are not moving, we think things are not happening, things in our life are still progressing. Things are still moving. So keep your head up. Keep moving forward and allow, those moments to, because they're going to come and go. And allow those moments to be there. But know that you are still, again, like you said, you're still valuable. You still have worth. And just because you may not be moving like you want to, or like someone else thinks you should be moving, that you are still moving and things are still happening. And things are not always going to stay the same. Things will change and continue to get better. So, tell yourself you're beautiful, as you said, but also tell yourself that, what I'm doing at this moment is okay with what I'm doing at this moment.
All right.
So thanks to all of you who joined us, Miss Minnie, Miss Mary, wonderful. Second favorite person in the entire, maybe first person in the entire world, because without her,
wait a minute.
I mean, without that person in this world, I would not have the joy that I have.
Okay.
I just owe so much.
Just find a way. I
owe so much.
To make her number one on the list.
I owe so much to her. I just owe so much to her. And she's so wise. She's so wise. She told me some.
Okay. We got to go.
We got to go. Thank y'all for joining.
Y'all for joining us.
So I'm kind of working on seeing if we can set up to where we can receive some phone calls in here while we're here.
Okay.
So, if anybody, give us a shout out if you may want to, if you would participate, maybe entertaining a phone call.
We can definitely bring them on the, like I can bring Dawn on the video right now.
Oh.
You may have to use that feature.
But, yeah, we may have to do that.
We'll see.
But we need to make sure if we bring on, can everybody else see? That's what we don't know.
That's what we don't know. If they're on the Facebook feed, definitely.
Maybe try bring Dawn on right quick, see if everybody can see it. Oh, we don't have time.
Yeah, we don't have time.
All right, next time we're going to bring someone on live next 2 Thursdays from now. So if you want to be that person, join. Let us know you want to join, and we're going to try to bring on live in Facebook and see if
I think we
everyone
said
else
that
can
before, so we really going to do it.
Yeah, but the phone, we're going to make sure that everyone can hear. So again, thanks everyone for joining in. Stay positive. Know that you are at the helm of everything that you do in your life, that you are in control. And
I am dropping the Raleigh Apex NAACP website in the chat. Come join us. Bye.